Hello and welcome back. Alright, so haven't gotten around to do a shooting video yet, so we're going to try to do one tonight. Well, actually, I have. I didn't like the way they turned out, so I'm going to have to reshoot them. Both the guns and the videos. So, tonight what we're doing is this is going to be a test firing for an M1916. I believe this was Chilean Mauser. This is an incomplete gunsmithing rifle that I purchased from Classic Firearms. With the price so good, I decided, well, I'll try it. The bore looks good. The action locks up tight, so I'm not too worried about that. Obviously, we're missing the upper handguard. We're missing the bayonet band, the metal lug that goes in here, the cleaning rod. The sights are not square off with the rest of the rifle. I don't know if you can see that, but they're canted over this way a little bit. We'll see if that affects it. And then the stock also was fairly heavily damaged, and because of that I decided that I would go ahead and strip it down, and I have restained it with they called it gun stock color. It was a lot more red than this, but then when I put the wax formula on it, it took a lot of the red color out, but it also brought back all this lovely grain, so I'm not too worried about that. Looks good in the end. Not bad for a first time attempting work on this. Yeah, so we were split from inside here all the way down through to here. Glued that back up together, got it smoothed down. There was also, you can just barely see it, right here, straight across, this buttstock was completely broken off. So, but it was still there at least. And so I put it back together, glued it back together, and then I put a wooden dowel through. And I kind of left it rough to match the rest of it here, all the dimples that I wasn't taking out. And the stain hides that pretty good, but if you know what to look for, you can see it. To put the dowel in for here to reinforce it all, so the glue isn't taking the weight of the force when you fire. So then, yep. All in all, everything seems good. There wasn't any excessive pitting anywhere underneath, just a little bit. Actually, I don't know if this one has any pitting on it after all. I bought 2 of them. I'll take a picture of the other one so you can see what it looks like. I'm probably gonna just do like a preservation on it, because its wood was in fairly good condition. Although it was missing a chunk out of here and up here, and the upper handguard. But it has some markings on it, whereas this one is marking free. So this one I decided I was going to tear down and see what we could do. Typical mag flag safety. It's safe and locked, safe and unlocked, and then ready to go at you. Ready to go at you here. Safe and unlocked and safe and locked. That probably wasn't on camera the first time. I have noticed it's a little sticky trying to pull the bolt around. I'm not sure why. I did clean up the bolt, and that's when it got sticky. So there's something I must have somehow messed up to make it want to stick. I have noticed, I tried feeding some rounds through it to check, and this ejector is not long enough to actually catch the 7.62 by 51 rounds that this has been rechambered for. I don't know if that was part of the rechambering and it originally chambered for 8mm and now it's just not long enough, period, or if it's worn down. I'll try to find some specs on that. But yeah, I'm confident this wood is not going to blow up in my face. This locks up good and tight, so I'm reasonably well assured that that's not going to come back. I haven't seen any cracks in the barrel or any damage anywhere. I've cleaned the barrel inside and out. So, well, let's see what we've got. Alright, let's just see what this old girl's got. First shot, just for safety. Sticky. Not quite what I'm after, a sticky bolt. Good firing pin indentation. It's not messed up, run through. Looks like there's something on the side of the case. I might need to clean the chamber a lot better. Hold on to these and check them out. Again, we got some stuff on the side of the case. Looks like I need to clean this chamber out a lot better, so. This is PPU ammunition. This and Federal are all that I can get in the local stores for 7.62 by 51, which is what this rifle has been rechambered in. And this was an Arsenal rechambering. This was actually done while they were still in service. But as far as aim, we seem to be right on the money. And yeah, I'm not seeing any deformation in the casing. I'm not seeing any bulging primers. And the lockup is feeling really good. So I think it's just I got a dirty chamber here still. I'll have to scrub it out a lot better. Oops, didn't want to feed. I tried to double feed. Alright, set that back in. There we go. And point of impact, point of aim is looking pretty good. Leastwise at the ranges, at the distance that I'm shooting, which right now I'm just testing. It's about maybe 30 yards. Alright. 5 out of 5. Not bad. Let's take a look. She looks good and clean, but apparently she's a little sticky there. So I got some more. That was the PPU I was shooting first. We'll see if the ammunition makes a difference. This is some Federal American Eagle. I'll put it on safe, lock it, and I'm going to adjust the camera. This is a safe direction. Alright, you can see I got a target downrange there. That's a half-gallon milk jug that's almost a month out of date. I wasn't going to open that in the house. So I thought, well, why waste something that should make a perfectly good showing if I can hit it? So, alright. Let's flip our fag safety back off. We got one in the chamber, ready to go. This is significantly closer. This is maybe 25 feet. So I ought to have a good chance of hitting it if I could even see it. Well, there we go. We are lethal on milk jugs at that range. These Federals have a lot harder primer, I can tell that already. So we'll pocket them and let's see what else we can do. I tell you what, the fact that this ejector doesn't work makes it great for policing your brass. Let's see, I think we're going to do a little bit of adjustment. Nah, that's not a safe direction after all. Let's be safe. Let's be super safe. We're posting this. Let's be super safe. There we go. That's still super safe right there. Oops. I have noticed one thing. The recoil. Oops. Too far zoomed in. I have just noticed one thing. My barrel band has started walking off. And my front metal has fallen off. Not a big deal. I'll grab the magnet and go through the grass and pick it up. But a little disappointing. All right. I did just notice that. Here we go. Oops, that one failed to pick up on the extractor. Alright, here we go. Last one. All right, and so there we have it. First 5 rounds were PPU, second 5 were the American Eagle, made by Federal, and these are the only 2 options in store that I could find locally. So, and that was actually at 2 different stores. So, the brass, you can see it's got something on the outside of the casing, some dirt. I'm certain that's why these were sticking in there. You can take a look and see there, good primer strike. It does look not flush, but if we compare that to an unfired, it's also flush in there like that. So it's not like these were overpressured and sticking because of that. The chamber was dirty still. So I now know I need to clean that up really, really good, so I will. And also looking to see about the ejector piece to see if that's, you can see that in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. You see that down in there? Right there in front of the bolt? Yeah, you can see it only comes over to the side. Doesn't stick out enough to catch. But the groove is set up wider, so I don't know if that's just worn down or if that was part of the chambering. They didn't get it out right when they rechambered it. Not a bad feature to have to pull it out. I mean, especially the way these were sticking, that worked out just fine. So I do want to show you. Did find the piece that fell off. So nothing there. Didn't have a magnet on a stick, but I did have this parts tool keeper up in the shop, so pulled that down here and got down my hands and knees and found that piece. Took all about 90 seconds and I found it. It was just right there. Now the brass on the Federal seems like it might be a little bit more belled out on the ends. Compare it, well, maybe not. Maybe it's just the annealing that makes it show more. But Federal, as you can tell, uses a lot harder primers than PPU does. And we got good primer strikes on these. I mean, I wouldn't, well, I might call that a light strike, but certainly it wasn't light enough to prevent it from going off. Everything fired on the first pull. Didn't have any issues there. Had a couple of feeding issues, but again, as far as I know, this is an over 100-year-old rifle that has been rechambered to the 7.62 by 51 NATO. So, I can find 308 all day, every day around here, but I'm not going to shoot that out of this. Nor the other one that I've got, that I'm going to just do a light cleaning on and preserve it. I'm not going to shoot 308 out of it either. These rifles weren't originally designed for that cartridge, despite the fact that they were marketed as for 308 when I bought it. And I think the paperwork, it wasn't restamped, but I believe the paperwork that came with it said 308, but I'm not going to do 308. I might take it to a professional gunsmith and see about getting the sights possibly aligned up a little better so that they're more on the top of the rifle instead of, they're canted maybe 5 degrees. But I might just leave them too on this one. The other one, they're canted at more like 15 degrees, so that one's definitely going to see a professional gunsmith to get straightened out. All in all, I got a straight shooting rifle with a little bit of work, on my part, cleaning up the stock, repairing the stock. Yep, that's held up just fine. The screws all go in nice and tight. It stayed together except for up here where this is just fitted on. And good little rifle. All right. Well, as Mr. Holster would say, that's almost 20 minutes of your life you're never getting back. If you stuck around, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer them. All right. Have a good one.